Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's class. So, in today's class, I wanted to talk about three very important show jumping competition tips. These are things that most people don't talk about, and so I wanted to talk about them. And what inspired me is actually this weekend. So, today's Monday. This weekend, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I was actually at a competition here in Valencia, in Spain, with my 5-year-old show jumping mare, Zafira. And it was a lot of fun. This was Zafira in my very first competition. Zafira, when I bought her, as I've kind of shared with you guys previously, she was 4 years old, and in theory, she had competed in the 1 meter class. For all I know, they just threw her into one competition just to kind of sell her. So I really didn't have a whole lot of information about her or her background, other than like the few videos and pictures I had seen of her. So I kind of took Zafira home, have been training her, following our training plans and program. And this last weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, was our very first ever show jumping competition. It was really cool. It was a lot of people from throughout Spain. They came here in Valencia and they were competing. They had 1.30 meter classes, 120 classes. All the way down to, I think they had 80 centimeters, and then they also had pony club, pony classes. So it was really a lot of fun. This competition in a gorgeous venue here where we've been training. And I wanted to share these three show jumping tips based on what happened with me and Zafira and this weekend competition, but also it really made me realize how much a lot of equestrians, especially amateurs who are doing hunters or who are doing the show jumping, they tend to make these mistakes a lot because they're not a coach and they're kind of doing it on their own, and they forget these very important key steps. So let's dive into it. But before I do, if you are joining me live or in the replay, do me a big favor and comment where in the world you are joining me from. I love to hear from you guys. I'm in Valencia, in Spain, as I said. So comment. We're such an international group. That's what I love about this community. So thank you guys so much for commenting and sharing. Okay, let's get to tip number 1. So the first thing that I want to share with you guys is the very first step, okay, is you actually need to establish your baseline. So the cool thing about this competition that I went to with Zafira is it was 3 days, right? It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I have never competed with her before. And at the competitions, it's really funny because you can train at home as much as you want, right? You can train until you're blue in the face, but until you actually go to the show, you don't really have your baseline, because a horse acts differently away from home at a competition than they do at home. At home, Zafira is the most chill, calm, like easygoing horse I have never, and I've worked with thousands of horses around the world, and I'm not just saying this lightly, I have never met a 4-year-old as chill and as calm as my mare Zafira. Okay, she gets all the time vets. We had a equine osteopath out, farriers, like everyone who encounters Zafira are always complimenting how cool-headed and chill she is for a 4-year-old. Now she's 5, right? So how calm she is for a baby, essentially. Okay, and then guess what? We came to horse show. Okay, so Friday was our baseline. Okay, Friday was the day where I was kind of throwing her into the competition to see what happens, almost. Okay, to see what our actual baseline is, because as much as I know her at home, I had no clue how she was going to act in a show environment away from home, with a bunch of horses running around in the warm-up arena, all kinds of sound sights, people in the bleachers clapping, dogs everywhere barking. Okay, there were so many things happening that I really didn't know what to expect, because again, just because she's still at home doesn't mean she can't, be a totally different horse away from home. So the first tip is for you guys to establish your baseline. Okay, take them to that competition, even if you don't ride them. Okay, even if you literally just go in the warm-up arena and move them around and you end up scratching from the competition, or maybe you ride into the competition. Like, my plan was Zafira, because I didn't know what her baseline was. My plan was to just kind of see where she's at. So, I entered her into the class. we warmed up kind of like what we usually do. We've practiced warming up for a competition before. So we kind of warmed up what we usually do. We jumped around 1 meter vertical and oxer in the warm up. I was kind of showing her, all of the different spooky things. And that's kind of what I focused on in the warm up. Well, a couple of unexpected things happened in the warm up even before I got to the class. One was a girl fell off her horse in the warm-up arena. Never a good start, right? Comment if you've been there. Okay, comment, been there, done that. If you've fallen off in the warm-up arena, or you've had somebody fall off in the warm-up arena, and guess what? Now there I am on my baby horse, and another horse is loose and starts bolting around this warm-up arena. I think this horse, because the girl, she fell off her horse, and this girl, she just left. She didn't try and catch her horse. She didn't care. I think she was already deciding that this horse was going to get sold. So she literally just left. She walked away, left this horse. So here I was on a baby mare, horse bolting, I think he did a good 15 laps before somebody, not her, caught this horse and removed this horse from the arena. So I dismounted from Zafira. She was super hyped from this horse. She was spinning in circles around me. She was prancing. Her tail was in the air. And this was how we warmed up. So not the ideal start to our day one competition, but again, that's my baseline, right? I didn't know how she would react if something like that was to happen. And so I'm kind of jotting this down as, okay, this is Zafira's starting point. This is her baseline. Okay. And that's what you need to do. The first time you go to the competition, okay, that's your baseline. Get it out of your head that you have to be perfect, that you have to win. Okay. Especially if it's your first competition or the first competition with that horse, or maybe the first competition at that venue. Maybe you've never been to that particular event before, or maybe you've gone to competitions, but you've never done an FEI competition. Okay, it's different, trust me. So whatever your baseline is, that's what we need to start. Okay, we need to establish what is your baseline. Okay, so I want you guys to write that down in the comments. Okay, you guys got to be taking notes. Okay, this is a class, I'm teaching you some valuable skill sets here. So establish your baseline. If you don't establish what your baseline is, how do you know what to work on? How do you know what to improve? Okay, I journal every single day. I don't know if you guys have already gotten one of these, the 90-day horse riding training journal. You can get this on Amazon, but I'm filling this out. I mean, every day, I'm filling this out, you guys. I do that because I want to know what my baseline is. Okay. I want to know where she's at. And every day that I journal, I can actually look back, 3 months from now, and I can see, oh, wow, this is where we were 3 months ago. This is what she was struggling with 3 months ago. And this is what she's struggling with now. I have that kind of training plan and that growth plan for her. So establish your baseline. Okay. Assess your current skill level, not just your horses. I know I'm talking about Zafira because she's a young horse, but your baseline, it might not be your horse. Maybe your horse is fabulous and not the problem. Maybe the baseline is you, right? How are you in the warm-up arena? Are you having anxiety? Are you messing up in the course? Are you the one, overseeing your strides? Are you overriding? Are you overly aggressive? Are you overly passive? Okay. Are you attacking the jumps? Are you letting your horse ride balance? Are you, cutting your corners? What's your baseline? Okay. Understand what your baseline is, because again, that's how we can then set realistic goals and track your progress over time. Okay. We can't do that without your base. That's why whenever somebody wants to work with me, I have them send me a riding video, right? I have them send me a riding video so I know what their baseline is. Okay. It doesn't really matter where you're at, because obviously that's my job as a coach, is to get you from where you are now to your goal, right? You're here, you're at point A, you want to be at point B. I have the route and the map to get you there. But first I got to know where your point A is. Okay. I have to know where your point A is. So that's number one. Number two, then once we've established our base, we have to make a clear plan. Okay, we have to make a clear plan, a clear and focused plan, by the way. Don't be vague. Okay, comment. I want you guys to comment. Don't be vague. Okay, don't be vague when it comes to your plans. I'm gonna write this right now. Don't be vague. beating up with your plan. If your plan is, oh yeah, I'm going to warm up and I'm going to jump in, 1 meter in the warm up, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to do my course and it's going to be great. That's super vague, right? A lot can happen in the warm up. Okay. As I said, girl fell off. Horse was bolting around the arena for 20 laps. Okay. Yes, that's hard to plan, but guess what? If I had a plan of, hey, girl falls off in the arena, this is how I'm going to handle it. And I already kind of had a plan. I dismounted, right? I dismounted from Zafira. I didn't try and stay on. I didn't know how she was going to react, but I knew I wasn't going to be there to find out. Okay, so I dismounted. That was my plan. Okay, so if weird stuff happens, you need to have a plan. So don't be vague, because if you're vague in your plan, then you don't have a plan, which means when those things happen, you freeze and you won't know what to do. And chances are, when you freeze, you actually make the most incorrect decision ever because you froze. Okay, no good decision comes from freezing. Okay, you have to have a plan and be clear about your plan. Do not be vague. Okay, so make a clear plan. This is number 2. I want you guys to say number 2. Okay, number 2, number 2, number 2. This is very important. Okay, write this down in your notes. So develop a clear and focused plan for every single class that you ride in. I told you I did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All 3 days, I mean, it was 3 different courses, but I had 3 very different plans for all 3 days. Yes, my plans might have changed. Okay, day 1, my plan was establish my base. Okay, that was step number 1, establish my baseline. Okay, that was my day 1 plan. Where are we at? Okay, day 2, I already had my baseline. So day 2 was, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to do to improve yesterday's results. Okay, day 3, I already had 2 days worth of competitions to kind of, again, establish that baseline and make a plan. So day 3, I could build on top of that even more, in an even more like defined and focused way. And so day 3 was our best day. Okay, day 3, Sunday, yesterday, that was our best day of competition. Okay, Zafira, she did great. Okay, and she did the best on day 3. Day 2 wasn't too bad. Day 1 was a little bit messy. Okay, but day 2 wasn't too bad. But day 3, by far, it was like 1,000% improvement within 3 days. Okay, because I had a clear, focused plan. Okay, so define your goals for the round. If your goal is to jump clear, great. If your goal is to, get really good turns, if your goal is to make sure you get all your distances, is your goal to have your leg underneath you and balanced throughout the entire ride, is your goal to, what's your goal? Define your goals. You can have more than one goal for the ride. Okay, it doesn't have to just be, oh, I want to jump clear, right? Okay, well, yes, great, but what are your other goals? Okay, jump clear at all costs, like no matter what, even if it looks like crap, or you want to jump clear and look like you know what you're doing. Okay, so define what your goals are for the round. Include specific elements. Okay, again, be clear. Don't be vague. Include specific elements. How fast are you going to go? What's your rhythm? What's your pace? What are your strides? I mean, we're walking a course, right? How many strides are you putting in? Okay, where are you making your turns? Have a detailed plan. Okay, this helps you stay focused, helps you stay confident. It reduces anxiety because you have a plan. You know what you're doing, right? You're not in question. You're not doubting. You're not fearful. Okay, you're confident because you're like, I know what I'm doing. Okay, I know how to handle plan A, plan B, plan C. I even know what to do if something goes wrong. If my horse stops at this jump, I know what to do. I'm going to make a tight little circle, cover a little, bat with the crop, and I'm going to come again. Okay, what's your plan, right? What's your plan? Okay, not just good stuff, but bad stuff. Okay, have a plan. Don't be vague. Okay, the last tip. Okay, the last tip. Before I get into that, if you guys are enjoying this, I want you to comment. Keep it coming, Crystal. Okay, comment, keep it coming. Comment, let me know that you love it. Okay, give me one word. Okay, yeehaw, woohoo, be creative. Okay, but give me one word and let me know that you are enjoying this video. Okay, tip number 3. This is a big one. I can't tell you how many people I saw on all 3 days. I was not just doing course walks for my class with Zafira. I'm a big believer in practicing, even if I'm not at that level yet with Zafira. Like, I want to start practicing for the next level, right? So I was doing the course walk at the 130. Okay, I know Zafira's not there yet, but she might be a year from now. Okay, or maybe 1 or 2 years from now. So why not, right? So I was course walking at the 130, the 120. I was basically course walking as much as I could, okay? Not just for my class. And here's the thing that I noticed. A lot of the jumpers were cutting corners in their course walk, right? They weren't taking their course walk serious, okay? They weren't taking their course walk serious. They were walking it, backwards. They weren't walking it correctly. They would just go to the combinations and count the strides and then dilly-dally around. They would stand and kind of blah blah about non-related things. Like, they were not actually taking the course walk seriously. And how do I know that? Because not only did I watch them in the arena during the course walk, I watched them when they actually went and rode their horse in the round. And you could see the ones that didn't take it very serious, they had a lot of mistakes happening in the actual round itself. Okay, it was very much correlated. So take your course walk seriously. Okay, invest time in walking the course correctly. Okay, I don't care if you're at a low level competition and there's only 3 people in the class and you're basically guaranteed a ribbon no matter what. Okay, treat every course walk as if like $100,000 purse depends on it. Okay, like, what's your motivation? I don't know. Is it $100,000 prize money? Is it that you want to win a gold medal in the Olympics? Like, take your course walk as if you are riding for the gold medal in the Olympics. Okay, because what you practice is what you are. Okay, like, we are what we practice. How you do anything is how you do everything. So if you do sloppy course walks, well, you're going to do sloppy courses too. Okay, you're not going to go to the Olympics and have done really crappy course walks your entire life and then show up on the day of the Olympics and then magically do the most amazing course walk. No, we are creatures of habit. Okay, we fall back to what our habits are and our baseline. Establish an above average baseline, not an average baseline. Establish an above average baseline because you want to be an above average rider. Okay, don't follow what the herd is doing. Okay, you want to be above average, then be above average, act above average. Okay, have an above average course walk. Okay, don't cut corners, don't cheat. Treat it as if you are riding for gold medal in the Olympics. Okay, so take your course walk seriously. I want you to really invest the time and energy in walking the course thoroughly. Yes, of course, pay attention to the fence height, the distances, the turns. These are all things that I think a lot of us know, but we don't actually do it correctly. So Christian and I, Christian's my husband. So, again, I'm entering with Safira. We had Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, we didn't really know what to expect. So my husband and I, in our course walk, we just assumed every jump was a potential risk. Okay, we assumed every jump because I had no clue how she was going to react. Every jump at this particular competition, this is a pretty big venue where I was. So these jumps were scary. Right? There was giant, huge horse head statues, super bright colors, big, huge red ladybugs. There was so many jumps that were not just like normal, boring jumps that were painted different colors. Like, these jumps were pretty like, wow. Okay. And I had no clue how Zafira was going to react to these jumps. So my husband and I, during our course walk, we treated every single jump as if it's a risk. Okay. As if she might not make it, as if she might look at it, as if she might slow down or turn or try and go here or there. So we were on that day one, again, when we're establishing our baseline, we were kind of discussing the plan for all possibilities, okay, because we just didn't know what to expect. Well, day 2, we'd already kind of showed her some of the stuff, so we already sort of knew our baseline and we sort of knew a little bit more what to expect. So our course walk was a little bit different. Okay, our course walk was, hey, based on yesterday's course, today, this is what the battle plan is. This is what the strategy is for today. This is how I'm going to ride this jump because it's facing the gate. And yesterday at the gate, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that's why number 1 was establish your baseline, right? Don't skip number 1. Okay. Having your clear goal and clear plan. Number 2. Number 3, take your course walk seriously. Okay. Visualize your ride. Consider, the horse that you're riding, by the way. Don't just do this kind of generic, okay, this is a 5 stride, so I'm going to ride it like a 5 stride. That's a 7, so I'm going to ride it like a 7. No, What's the horse you're riding? Okay, again, at this competition, there was horses of all sizes. Okay, there was super big, like 18-hand warm bloods. There was smaller, like kind of ponies almost. There was a mixture of horses. So, the small pony horses, their strategy is way different than the person who was on the big 18-hand warm blood. Okay, two different strategies for the exact same course. One person rode the horse a little bit slower, wanted the horse to be a bit more powerful, explosive. The other one, a little bit more gas, a little bit more speed. Okay, maybe their turns were tighter. Maybe they could take a little bit more risks with the turns or the jumps. Maybe the oxers, for them, they needed a little bit more go. Maybe for the other horses, they need a little bit more whoa. So what's your horse? Okay, what's your horse's performance ability, training ability, height, okay, skill set? What's their weaknesses? What's their strengths? Okay, so you need to know how to navigate your horse, which you are riding. Me on Zafira, my plan for my 3 days at this competition, very, very different if I was riding a 15-year-old, been there, done that horse. Very different. Okay, they're not the same course walk, even though we're walking the same course. Okay, so this is something really, really important. I want you to take your course walk seriously. So comment serious. Okay, comment serious if you are actually taking this serious. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying today's class. These were 3 show jumping competition tips, which I have experienced myself this weekend, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Just know that if you are one of those, that you are a show jumper or hunter jumper, and you are interested in having a kind of battle plan and a strategy and a coach like me to help you on your journey, because I don't want you to do this stuff alone. Okay, it's not your job to kind of come up with those battle plans and that strategy. It's your job to just go and have fun at the show. Okay, so that's sort of what I do. I put you on those training plans. I tell you what to do. I'm your coach. I'm your mentor to actually guide you through and help you come up with those game plans. So if that sounds like something that would be valuable to you, what I want you to do is go ahead and comment down below, apply, and then I will send you our application. It just takes a few minutes for you to fill it out. You click on that button, fill it out, and then you basically schedule a one-on-one call with me, and we will jump on that call and we can chit-chat a little bit more. So thank you so much for joining me. Comment apply down below, and I can't wait to speak to you on the phone very soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.